Hello YouTube, this is Marshall Dion, and we're gonna do yet another creepypasta. And if you notice by the title, we're gonna be doing another SpongeBob creepypasta, but this one being called Plankton Got Served. I wonder what it's all about. Maybe it's about Plankton going to the Krusty Krab and finally ordering a Krabby Patty and he probably gets served with it? Or maybe a process server is coming to the chum bucket to serve Plankton and informing him that he's probably going to get sued. Who knows? Maybe we'll find out right now as we get started with Plankton Got Served. I'm sure many have heard of Lost Episode creepypastas. They are usually incredibly graphic episodes that convey such fear into children that they were never aired, though someone managed to sneak a viewing or owns one of the tapes. The most popular example of this is Squidward's Suicide, in which Squidward commits suicide, hence the title. Of course, all these creepypastas are false, yet I remember a SpongeBob episode that was altered heavily but still remains in circulation today. This is One Course Meal from Season 7. In the episode, Mr. Krabs finds out that Plankton is horrified of whales and uses it to his advantage. This is one of the least popular episodes of the show due to the dark nature of the episode, and even after the episode was heavily altered. Now, how I would have seen this episode before it was edited? It's simple, really. There is one of the 7 SpongeBob episodes that were revealed on the internet before they were aired on TV. Always a big fan of the show, I was excited of the idea of having a SpongeBob episode premiere on the internet before television. I rapidly reloaded the Nick page, and finally the episode came up. It was known as Plankton Got Served, though it was eventually changed. Most of the episode is identical to the one that is circulated today. Plankton manages to break into the Krusty Krab and ties up Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob. As he is about to finally get the secret formula from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs' daughter Pearl walks in. This terrifies Plankton and causes him to run out. Plankton later claims that his ancestors were eaten by whales and that is why he fears them so. Mr. Krabs realizes this fear and he has decided to use it against him. He dresses up as his daughter and begins to follow Plankton around, frightening him. Plankton decides he can no longer take it and decides to make the ultimate decision. Plankton decides to commit suicide. Yes, this is still in the show today. You are free to watch it. Plankton waits for the bus as he lays in the street, waiting to get run over. That is when SpongeBob comes over to try to convince him to continue his existence. This is where the altercation in the two versions began. Plankton fails to heed SpongeBob's words and remains there. In the altered version that was shown, SpongeBob tells Plankton that it was Mr. Krabs as Pearl the entire time and he gets up. In another altered version, SpongeBob says the same thing, but Plankton refuses to believe him. SpongeBob decides the only thing he could do to show him is to show him the truth and drag Mr. Krabs outside. As soon as he leaves, the typical red bus comes speeding along. Plankton sits up and watches it hit him, as if everything fades to darkness. Plankton finds himself standing on a single platform, overlooking darkness. In the darkness, he sees whales all looking up at him. There are members of his family that he can faintly make out, calling him to jump down. Plankton looks down and sees a light he can scarcely believe. This would seem to represent heaven and hell. Plankton, resigned to his fate, jumps and plunges into the darkness. This is when the episode ends and the traditional credits for the show are shown, parallel to Plankton's descent into the darkness. Now, some of you may saw the show as soon as it became available online. Apparently not fast enough. After seeing the episode online, I reloaded the page and to find the altered version shown on the website. I kept reloading, curious of how I'd seen the first version. The only answer I can imagine for my viewing of the original episode was that the creators uploaded the wrong file, and moments after uploading it, recognized such. I may be the only one who saw this version. I truly do not know the sick ambitions of the creators of SpongeBob had in mind with this episode. Why would a kids show portray death? Why would a kids show portray heaven and hell? Nonetheless, the unaltered version is impossible to find. I searched as hard as I can. I even failed to find anything legitimate about that episode I had seen. People had told me that I had seen only the altered version, and they too were surprised at the dark themes portrayed in the episode. Nonetheless, I know what I saw. I know people would fail to believe me. People will accuse me of just trying to scare them. People would say that I have no evidence. There are no photos. There are no video evidence of this occurrence. I only saw it once, and it never occurred to me to do such. I know the truth, and I want other people to know as well. Maybe someone out there saw this episode as well as I have and can confirm it. Until then, I hope you enjoy reading about my experience. Well, another SpongeBob Lost Episode CreepyPasta is in the bag. And I really gotta say, this one's actually a little bit more darker, but less more morbid, and, you know, at least it was not like Squidward suicide. But I'm not gonna spoil what that one was about, but you have to go look it up for yourself. But anyways, this one actually took a bit more of a dark turn. There was no use of blood or anything, just using the portrayal of heaven and hell, and as well as the element of suicide in there, and well, anyways, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be taking a quick break from doing creepypastas for a little bit. So anyways, this is Marshall Dion signing off for now.